Quantum healing, the future of medicine.
Quantum healing goes far beyond mind. It is dealing with the purity of light, which we have discussed has two aspects to it. There's a dark aspect to it, there's a light aspect to it, and we get to choose which one we are comfortable affiliating with. This is not about judgment, this is about choices and how to make them, and clarity of choice. So it was really interesting thinking about this light and dark, and how do we go from the 3D vibration of energy to the 5D. And as we're going through that process, which we're all going through that on a daily basis, because as we're progressing up this sort of the escalator, traveling very slowly up to the 5D, what is that doing to us? Because there are quite a few after effects as you travel up with this light into the higher frequencies. Even though it is just step by step, it definitely has an effect on us. So I've felt very big differences coming from the 3D dimension, even though we come from the higher, us teachers come from very high dimensions. The first thing we have to do, and that's why coming in at birth is very valuable, because we get to become one with what is 3D. We don't operate in the higher dimensions, in the 3D dimensions at all. So we have to acclimate ourselves. If we come as a teacher and we need to show people how they can easily go from 3 to 5 dimension, then we have to also understand what 3 dimension is. And that's why we come in as children and kind of acclimate ourselves to that low vibration, and then as we're stepping up, we can be better helpful to people also wanting to climb with us into the higher frequencies. So if we're talking about frequencies, then we have to talk about atoms. And everything is made up of atoms, and our body is made up of trillions of atoms. And atoms in its very basic form has a nucleus, and it has these little electrons that spin around it. And at the lower vibrations, they spin very slowly, not very slowly, but slower, as opposed to higher dimensions. So every time you go up in dimensions, these electrons spinning around the nucleus spin faster. It's one of the things that you can utilize when you're in meditation. And one thing that is always suggested is that when you're pulling your energy up to, let's say, the third eye, you're actually gathering all your energy and you're placing it up in the third eye. And at that point, once you've gathered all that high energy, your atoms start to spin faster. They kind of get excited because they're going up in frequency. And at that point, if you concentrated very well and you're learning from a really good spiritual master, you actually become one with light. And this is how you kind of go up into the higher dimensions. You can actually leave your body and you become one with the higher dimensions, which you can't do if you haven't pulled that energy up to the third eye. And that's for another subject, but it's how you kind of are able to leave your body and blend with the higher frequencies, because you've pulled your frequency up to that level. It's like attracts like. There's perfect compatibility, and it will sort of magnetize you up out of your body, and you can go traveling through the universes, which is a very cool thing to do.